Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. I can see you on you. No, actually, that's good. Hold on. You can see me. I can't see you. You're listening to me, and I can't hear a thing you say. But today, we're trying to figure out what this podcast should be called.
This is not going. This is not going. This is not being published.
I'm sure we couldn't figure out what to call this podcast, so we thought we'd just shoot around and find out what the best name would be.
Okay. While you guys were talking, I was doing some research using AI on what this podcast should be named. So I told AI to do some research. I was using Chatty to do some research on.
Can you explain to our viewers who Chatty is?
Chatty is GPT.
GTP?
GDP. Maybe.
Gross domestic product.
It might be the gross domestic product.
Soon.
It's possibly. A good chunk of it at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely controlling the way it's going. Anyway, so you asked old Chatty.
Yes. Okay. So I told it something about how you have a mustache, how you think you're a cowboy.
I don't think I am. I know a couple of them, and I think they would fucking. Sorry, I am not a cowboy. I know a couple of them, and I think they would hang me by my feet and their rope from a tree if I ever claimed to be a true cowboy. I am cowboy adjacent. I have built
cowboy adjacent.
I have built over 100 and less than 1,000 miles of fence. Anyone that's
a good chunk of fence.
It's a good chunk of fence. I know what I'm doing. I can hang out with all the cowboys.
Honestly, I take offense to that.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I have ridden across maybe a quarter of the state in total horse miles. I feel like
the stats to back this one up.
I feel like if you going short ways. It's basically a square. I feel like
going from Washington. Let me clarify. We're not going coast to Idaho. We're going from Washington to California.
Yeah, maybe at this low point.
What's the difference between those two distances? Let me figure this out. Give me 1 minute.
About 230 miles.
Hey, ChatGPT, what is the distance? The difference in the distance of miles from Oregon, from Washington to California, and then Oregon from the coast to Idaho? She's thinking.
All right, let's break that down.
He's thinking.
You're measuring north to south, from Washington through Oregon to California. Oregon stretches about 300 miles from the Washington border to the California border. Now, if you're measuring west to east, from the Pacific coast to the Idaho border, Oregon is about 400 miles across. So the difference? The coast to Idaho route is about 100 miles longer than going north to south through Oregon.
230, correct to 130, but
only 100 miles. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, we're almost a perfect square.
No, I'm not saying the state. I'm saying you haven't ridden that far. That's my accusation.
I've ridden that far in like 3 or 4 days back to back to back.
No, I wasn't asking you.
You're talking about the whole state. Like the state of how this freaking podcast doesn't have a name. Okay. So hold on, let's tell everyone. My vote is for Anvil because that represents the hands-on work that someone would do, the hardiness of not only AI, but of, some workforces and the shaping necessarily of like, because think blacksmith pounding on the anvil and everything. You kind of have you have the shaping of what the future holds as you're melting and casting and folding over and over and over and over to make a Damascus sword. And it has AI in the name, and you can create a great logo out of it. However, my other...
Wait, hold up. If we did that, I would put a giant anvil in the middle of the set next to the dog.
I mean,
what do you think?
That can be done. I think it should probably be out of foam or something.
I've known. We got to take turns.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, here's my thought while I was playing. So ChatGPT gave me a bunch of ideas, right? Mm-hmm. But I also thought of my own idea as I was sitting here watching the dog. I was like, what if we just made it consistent that you have a dog in the podcast?
I sent you Kane AI, dog.
Yeah, that's dumb. Kane. People want to think like Kane W.
Sorry, they don't speak Latin like I do.
Yeah. That's not the market, dude. I'm dumb. I've got the IQ. I have the IQ of a sweet potato. I have an IQ of a sweet potato, and I will not know what that means. Okay?
Yeah. Try and get those green carrots in there.
Right. Okay, so here's my first idea.
Okay.
Hear me out.
Listening.
Good Boy AI podcast. And then it's just a little dog. It's your logo. It's like a little happy dog, a robot dog. And then we can make hoodies that say, I'm a good boy.
Oh my goodness.
What do you think?
Pretty sure it might be Good Boy Sports. One of the things I watch all the time is literally Good Boy something.
Good
so
Boy
it might be taken.
Podcast.
It also doesn't have AI in there. I don't honestly hate it, but then you're cutting out half of what happens when we have our first guest of honor was a female dog.
Yeah.
So
she's also
good girl.
She's a good boy too.
See, that's why I like it. It's close.
It's 2025. We could say it again.
I want mantis as my second option, or
that makes me think of the ocean.
Mantis?
Yeah, like a manta ray. You gonna bring a manta ray in here?
I mean, we're as vast as the ocean. We're freaking praying mantis. Praying mantises are just sick, and I would think one as a logo would be cool.
And the face of a mantis is just like. I'm trying to mimic the face of a mantis.
We could go. I honestly think so. Mantis aside, I think that'd be the sickest logo, and I'd love to do
If we do that, I will
mantis.
buy the skeleton of a mantis.
I mean, they have an exoskeleton, so that's going to be pretty hard yet easy. Actually, we just have to buy a pinned out.
Just a mantis.
Just a mantis.
So we go catch our own.
Preserved mantis. You can. We do have at least one type in the state.
Is that legal? It's not in the state, technically. It's off the coast. Let's be.
Oh, you're talking a mantis. I'm talking a praying mantis.
Oh, no. I meant like a manta ray.
Yeah, no. I don't think.
Can't.
No, I don't think that's there. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
I want Gain AI or just Gain Podcast. How to gain in your business with AI.
Like you also have to be a bodybuilder if you do that.
No, or sell detergent.
I will go on this journey. Detergent too. We can also
Gain.
sell detergent.
Your clothes are soft and your marketing scheme is ran.
And your marketing
We
scheme
answer
is
your
soft.
phone calls into your laundry.
Dude, they might sponsor the podcast if they heard that.
You know,
We'll cancel you.
Isn't that Procter & Gamble?
We'll sue you.
They already sponsor us, you know.
So Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble.
Procter & Gamble!
Okay, let's go through some of these names. I got 20 names. So we're just going to go through fast. Just tell me if you think they're stupid.
Yes.
Or if they're good. AI Wrangler. Tech meets Cowboy. What do you think? Okay. Number 2, AI Rodeo. Because it gives me a reason for this one. It does. It gives me a reason.
AI really wants to do rodeo. AI saw me and says, let me get on a bull twice like Wyatt did.
It says,
get bucked off, and then the only belt buckle I win is from an electronic bull riding contest when you're drunk.
It says this title promises an exciting ride into AI. A rodeo is an action-packed show, and by calling it AI Rodeo, Wyatt signals to the podcast will round up the latest AI developments and insights in an entertaining way.
But at that point, why wouldn't you just call it Lariat AI? Because, hold on, not like the truck. You know what a Lariat is?
Nobody cares. Not one person.
It works for all that. It's the goddamn fucking loop in the rope.
If one person comments that they care, I will eat my words. And it can't be you, and it can't be your brother. Nobody cares. Not one person.
I have like 6 people.
It's like I have 6 people on my speed dial right now.
It's literally the rope, the lasso piece of the rope. It's used for wrangling, for rounding up, for all of that.
That's called a lariat?
Like
No, it's not.
The loop.
That's called a
1,
lariat?
2, 3, half to 3/4 of hand length for the double over. That's a lariat.
No.
That's why.
Like, I know.
Yeah, that's why I said it. You said it, and I was literally like, oh my God, that gives me a perfect idea. Why don't we call it this? Because then you get all the wrangler and the rodeo.
Yeah, they don't.
Lariat rodeo, but you make the AI big.
No, nobody cares. All right, saddle up with AI. That's stupid. Here's one that I actually think is good. Main Street AI. What do you think?
Oh,
That's not a bad one. We could do the podcast in the middle of a street.
It's like the Beatles shooting the photo for Abbey Road, but we just hold up all of traffic for an hour and a half with a mic. Get out of the street, you're not Joe Rogan. Diary of a CD sucks.
You would just get roasted the whole time.
Yeah.
We could be like Alex Jones comes out with a shirt off to fight us.
Prof. I can't think of a Prof G markets one that would hit hard.
Well, those cars would hit hard.
The cars would hit hard.
So that's not a bad one. Just keep that one in the back pocket. Here's another good one. Wild West AI. And it makes the argument that the AI landscape as a frontier is kind of how it is right now. That was the best whistle I've probably ever done.
I didn't need to know that.
Now you do?
Okay, go back. I didn't hate something for once in the last 3 sentences. Okay, no, above that. And that's not bad.
Saddle up with AI? That was stupid.
No, saddle up. It's like strap in with AI. Strap on with AI. No, I'm good.
That's
no,
not,
I don't.
it's
Not for me.
Not that kind of show. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not after last time. AI rodeo?
No, it was something you said after Main Street.
Oh, Main Street AI.
Yeah, but then we talked about something. It's on tape now.
Oh, we were gonna film this in the middle of the street.
After that, after I made
The
fun
Beatles,
of
they were gonna heckle us, and then I said Wild West AI. And it says AI is a landscape as a frontier or something like that. Which is what it argues.
I mean, I don't hate it, but I want AI in the name, and it shouldn't be like 3 words is okay, but I really want 1 or 2.
Howdy AI.
Honestly,
that's the next one. That's the next one.
It's not the worst.
It says simple, warm, and memorable.
Howdy AI.
It says just 2 words and only 5 characters plus a space.
I don't love it. I like it. I don't love it because it doesn't have AI in the name.
Open range AI.
Again,
the AI Rancher. Bootstrapped AI.
Rancher with A and an I.
AI Ranger. It really went with the Wild West
theme.
All I said about Wild West was he thinks he's a cowboy.
Well, I took the word cowboy, took it, predicted like a toddler.
Yeah, it's like
that's what it is.
Rolling with this. AI Trail Boss. No, that's stupid. Small Biz Big AI. Mom and Pop AI.
Small.
This one's actually kind of funny. It says it's AI okay, but it's trying to say it's all okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. AI Stampede. The AI Maverick. Nah, good old AI. Here's one that I actually think isn't bad, but the marketing would be interesting. You ready? Who are you texting right now?
I'm not texting. I'm coming up with combatants for your names.
Combatants. Okay, here's the one. DIY AI.
I feel like that one's already used.
It's not
like we're kind of in prison and maybe potentially racist.
We could do if we did chain gang AI, we could do the AI, the podcast, in a prison. In prisons. You travel the world and go to prison.
Yeah, that sounds delightful.
Yeah, I was trying to make your idea work, and that was a shitty idea. This is a family show. That was a crummy idea. We're bullish
it's
on AI.
It's a family show.
Bullish on AI.
We're not a market predicting podcast.
We're AI predicting.
I mean, yeah, we're bullish on AI, but we're not. Bullish implies that,
Okay, I'm on my 20th idea. No bull AI. This last one.
Not saying it's your best, but no bull. Howdy AI. Howdy, no bull AI.
Okay, out of those, if you had to pick one of those, which one would you go with? Out of all the ideas we've said thus far.
I like no bull AI the best. There's another one that I don't mind. Oh. Hold on.
I kind of like, my favorite one, I like the Wild West AI. That's not bad. Anvil AI, I kind of dig. Main Street AI sounds good. I like that one too. I'm trying to think about the other ones that we had. Yeah, I think those are my favorite ones. I like the Anvil, Wild West, Main Street, and I like Good Boys.
Yeah.
The Good Boys.
I didn't mind Good Boys, but then I'm not.
The gender thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know a bunch of. I have a girl dog.
You know a bunch of good girls.
I know a bunch of good girls.
You know a bunch of good girls.
She's a good girl. Like I'm not gonna cut half my dogs. Like my freaking
the dog population.
How about this?
Scandal.
I got two for you.
Okay.
You can call it Prairie AI or AI on the Prairie.
Oh, it looked that one up. There was one that was close to it, too close, and it was worried about copyright infringement. There was one that was somewhat close about on the Prairie. Yeah. Let me go look. I think it's called that one out specifically. In Frontier AI, there's one really close to that.
What about Hacienda?
Is that in Spanish?
That means like ranch house. Like,
I think if we're going to do another language, we should do like French. Because everyone hates the French. And so this could help them rebrand.
Oh my God, I'm from Douglas County with the highest per capita population of Spanish-speaking Latina individuals. Here in Marion County with the highest total population and second highest per capita at 33% for the last census. Douglas at 39. And we're not going to go with Spanish.
We can use Spanish. I'm okay with that. I own a paper that does things in Spanish. The only one that does things in Spanish, matter of fact. So I would actually like that. If you touch up on your Spanish and do podcasts in Spanish.
Yo no hablo español. Yo soy estudiar un latín.
We could get someone to voice over you, and then this person is doing it in Spanish, and then someone is really badly voice over on you. We could find a guy who's like 50.
You call it.
I'm looking over what it said.
Because you could just add something and make it prairie and iron or prairie and what's a one that starts with an A?
Okay, AI Ranch was already a podcast. AI Roundup is already a podcast. Open Range AI. Something about Frontier was also taken. Let me double check that. Prairie. What was the Prairie name? AI on the Prairie?
Just Prairie AI. Or, I mean, you could say like Prairie Wind or what's the song? Bury me not in the lone prairie where the coyotes howl.
We could get
and the wind.
Okay, it does not.
Free.
Prairie AI could be a thing.
You could also say
future prairie rodeos.
I mean,
prairie robotics.
Okay,
but not.
I don't know. Stop. Hold on. Wait. I've got an idea.
What is it?
I'm not the card-carrying member or of a tribe. I've been to two of the powwows, and I'm friends with your family and everything. You're the one though. So if I said Apache AI, that would be bad.
Yeah, you cancel.
Okay.
You cancel. Just
how about Arrowhead?
No, you can't.
Hold on, wait. Arrowhead and Iron. Because that's A and I, get it? No? All right, fine.
Arrowhead and Iron. I could be the Arrowhead. You could be the Iron.
Right. I mean, I
would have to make guest appearances sometimes.
Right. Just walk in the back like the Machine and the Brian.
Well, I could just be what's the guy's name on Joe Rogan? The guy in the background.
Yeah. His name is Jamie Vernon.
Jamie. I could be the Jamie.
You could also do. We could do Adventure in Iron, the AI podcast.
Adventure in Iron, the AI podcast. It's not.
Or even Angus and Iron.
Anus in there.
Angus, not Angus.
Oh, okay, different kind of podcast.
Or anvil and iron.
Anvil and iron is not
Those are now two, but they have A and I in them.
I think shorter the better. I think it goes too long. I like Main Street AI.
Bandit AI?
Bandit. The AI bandit.
AI bandit.
I actually like that. I think bandit is a good one. But your logo, we could make it a highwayman. Like we could play the song. We could reach out and see if we can get the rights to play the song Highwayman. That's the intro.
Like The Highwayman by The Highwayman?
If we could.
I mean, that's a big licensing fee.
I'll show you a big licensing fee.
Plus, it might get taken down by other people. I think at that point we can just bring me a steel six string. Bring me a steel six string and maybe a ukulele, and I'll play us a little tune.
I like
The Bandit.
we call it the Bandit. The Bandit podcast and AI are going to be capitalized.
Yeah, you make him look bandity.
We'll just call it the Bandit podcast.
You just have this whoosh as your logo, but like, the outline.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
only thing is with SEO and stuff, is Bandit AI, is it gonna throw us off with our ability to market the fact that it's AI? Right? If it's just called the Bandit podcast. You think? In our descriptions.
AI bandit.
AI.
Because AI is here in the letters.
Yeah.
And for the intro, your logo is actually a moving logo because then the A and the I fall. Mm-hmm. And then it says almost not straight. So the A and the I fall over. And then the logo is just about so the hat keeps it level. And then bandit is right here. And then this side is just like side of a face and then the mustache.
Dude, yes. So the logo's going to be your hat, the bandit, I think, and then a mustache.
Yeah. And then the bandit goes across like a sash or something.
In your intro video could have like a bandit running through like a horseback and it just says bandit and he steals the AI out of it, whips it out and then keeps riding.
Okay, now you're thinking too hard. Yeah, we pay a lot of people to think. I don't think you're on the list.
I'm not thinking.
That is
I'm not
above your pay grade. So.
Yeah.
What are you going to do next? Fucking send signal messages about war plans?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
In fact, I do have the journalist tags.
Yeah.
War plans on Salem. I'm going to take over.
We're
Canada.
We're attacking Portland. Actually, no.
We can't say that.
No, we can't. We have to.
Those jokes aren't funny right now.
We have to attack someone like Cottage Grove. I mean, if we want a chance to win, we probably get along better than big businesses. I'm just saying, if this is a wartime podcast, then you're setting plans.
We're going to take over a city, and this is going to give us whoever's in the city, like the 12 people who live there, going to create you. But like, if you were going to take over a city, what city in Oregon do you think that you could take?
I would think, or the first one I want.
Wait, hold on. We were talking about thinking, but you want one.
Oh, dude, I have a list.
You can't.
I have my hometown to change it into the perfect what I think it should be.
Lewisburg?
That's number 2.
You can't.
Hold on, shush. Oh, you asked me hypothetically. Shush. Like if I had all the magic wand could do it.
No, you don't.
I'd take it over so I could change it.
You're
boring Oregon, so I could say I conquered boring. I've beaten being boring.
What's the population of boring?
I don't know. I think probably 5-ish.
5,000? You're going to take on 5,000 people? No, I'm talking about you take them over. Like you go.
Oh, like me personally right now?
Well, not just, you can have a group. You can gather folks. You have the resources and skills and abilities that you have right now.
You probably go in Tyee then.
Where's that?
Out southeast, up 138 almost. But down. Like instead of going up 138 for the north, you go down for the south.
Okay. It's not a bad plan.
Mm-hmm.
I think Antelope, Oregon would be pretty easy to take over.
It's been done before. I don't want to be the second person on their list.
That's actually a good point. I forgot about that whole deal. Yeah, it's probably not a good move.
Yeah, you could try and take over Pendleton, but then I think you'd have,
What about Brooks? It's like right there.
I don't really want Brooks. You can keep Brooks.
Folks.
I mean, I love to go there, but if I'm going to conquer a town in Oregon.
Donald. Do people live in Donald?
Some people do.
I think that there's like one house in Donald. Let me look up. Hey Siri, how many people live in Donald, Oregon?
1,931 live in Boring, Oregon as of 2020.
Well, we could take that over.
Yeah, and it's good land for resale because it's in Clackamas County. Because I'm thinking like if I really wanted like the best shot, I go to, I don't know, Elkton, Drain, like 10 Mile, Oregon, somewhere.
There's Drain alone, dude. There's flooded.
There's like 6 people there that aren't even know it's taking over. They're gonna be like, hey, dude, store's popping. One store's popping today.
They don't even
like,
know.
You see all those people down there? This is good for business. Like it'd be a welcome. Like, hey, yeah, come on.
That's fair.
You'd be like, yeah, you can't run a mob here. There's nothing to do. Like, you can't take this over. What are you gonna do? And you'd be like, yeah, okay, good point.
What do you do?
And you'd high five and you'd buy a little snack and you'd probably walk out.
Oh, so you just take it over and just leave it? Leave them alone?
If I was one of the cool places like that, yeah, of course. Okay. It'd be like high fives for the town of Elkton, basically, is how to get taken over. Like, whoosh, whoosh. You see that bandit come in here and give all those high fives?
That bandit?
He totally took the town over.
Man, he came in here with Chatty. Talking all about AI. Man, they're gonna think you're from the future, dude.
I mean, I could go all the way out to like Burns, Moppin, out by John Day. There's a lot of stuff out there that
we could take John
would be easier. Yeah, it'd be easier to take over, but like I said, I think those would all be like the round of high five styles too. Like,
I went
took it over.
I went out to Fort Rock.
Except for Moppin, that'd be a huge fight because they're in the
Fort Rock,
canyon.
and there's like 12, like maybe 12 people. The only thing is
Fort that's on a rock.
Yeah, Fort Rock. I feel like we could take over.
Good, that's a good name.
It's really cold out there at night, so I don't know what do you do with it.
People live in Alaska. What do you mean? What do you do with it?
That's fair.
Yeah,
we could take over that town. I think.
Alaska. That's not a town.
Alaska.
State.
The Bears.
Hey, you want like what is it? Like 2.1 in continental for Europe to US. What is Texas to Alaska? It's like 1.7 or like almost 2. It's almost 2. Like an entire Texas is.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think if I remember, wasn't Alaska like half the mainland U.S.? Third maybe. Are you asking me?
Yeah. I'm asking how many Oregons fit in Alaska. Roughly 7 Oregons fit in Alaska.
Dang. I would say we take over Alaska, but you knew it's
so here's the deal.
They're tough, dude.
Alaska
natives.
Oh yeah, no. They're some of the toughest ones out there. But also if you took them over nicely, like you took over Drain and Elkton, and it's just high fives all around. Like, what's up, dude? Why are you here? Except they talk more with the cheeks.
I want to clarify that if I'm taking over Alaska, that's native on native warfare, so it's okay.
Right, that's never happened.
Yeah,
Alaska is larger than Texas, plus California, plus Montana.
So it's not 2 Texases.
Just under.
Interesting. Texas is growing huge though. Texas right now is like what California was in the 1940s.
No, it is 2.2. Sorry, we did backwards.
It's bigger. It's bigger.
It's not 1.8. It's 2.2.
2.2 Texases.
You could fit an entire Texas in Alaska